Hello and welcome to IU NewsNet Daily, and despite 6 more weeks of winter, happy Groundhog's Day. I'm Katherine Patterson.
And I'm Tyler Vaundry. We have an update on 2 lawsuits against Indiana's halted abortion ban and why most Bloomington subways were closed a few days ago.
And later, Tyler gives us the latest on IU athletics. IU NewsNet Daily begins now. A lawsuit challenging the abortion law here in Indiana will go through the Court of Appeals, not directly to the Indiana Supreme Court. In December, a judge ruled that Indiana's near-total abortion ban violated religious freedom. The Indiana Attorney General's office appealed that ruling directly to the state Supreme Court. On Monday, that request was denied. In the meantime, the ban is still temporarily blocked. A new Gallup poll shows a prominent election trend within Gen Z, and what many are calling the most politically divisive time in the U.S. has ever seen. Gen Z is voting independent. Unlike older generations, Gen Z doesn't typically choose a party. Gallup says 52% of Gen Z voters identify as independents. Some students say it's because Republicans and Democrats don't always represent students' interests.
Because they're so general and big, they don't really encompass what a lot of people feel strongly about.
It remains to be seen if independent voting will continue to trend upward, but it's a new reality that political parties will deal with in the coming years. Earlier this week, 9 out of 10 Bloomington subway shops closed down due to licensing issues and a change in ownership. The stores were previously under the same owner, but the food licenses were not automatically transferred to new ownership. The hiccup was fixed within a couple of days and the shops are open again. You can get your footlong fix today. And there's some more changes going on in this city, this time more long-term. IU NewsNet's Evan Garricky is here to tell us about Bloomington Transit's plan to make public transportation more accessible and environment-friendly.
Thanks, guys. I'm here at Bloomington's Downtown Transit Center, which will be the central hub for a series of changes to come for Bloomington's transit over the next 10 years. Among the changes, we'll be implementing a zero-emissions, fully electric bus fleet, something they don't currently have the facilities for. It also hopes to expand its current facility, although since it is on Indiana University property, that may include integrating with the IU campus bus system. Also, perhaps most importantly, Bloomington Transit hopes to expand beyond just Bloomington, including bus services to places like Ivy Tech and Cook Medical.
I know a lot of people who don't have access to the transit system because they don't live next to a bus stop, they're forced to drive.
This all comes after a 9% decline in use of the buses over a period from 2014 to 2019. And Bloomington hopes that these policies increase ridership. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Evan. Speaking of vehicles, a car crashed into Bloomington Hardware near the College Mall on Tuesday afternoon. Pictures of the incident on Facebook show the car drove directly into the front of the building. According to the Post, the employees and the driver are unharmed. Bloomington Hardware thanked the first responders for reacting so quickly. And now an update on a campus story from the past few weeks. Declan Farley, a transgender IU student who experienced harassment in his residence hall, is planning a peaceful protest for tonight. Farley says there was a lack of action following his reports to the bias office and residence life. His TikTok about the experience earned waves of views, and now he is hosting a rally at Showalter Fountain at 5:30 to create, quote, real change on campus. A town hall will follow in Wittenberger Auditorium in the IMU at 6:30. And now turning to sports, we have Tyler Vaundry to tell us what's going on in Hoosier athletics.
That's right, Catherine. We'll start out with some basketball. Let's jump right into the action. And we'll start with the red-hot Indiana women's basketball team. The Hoosiers are ranked number 4 in the nation and traveled to Minnesota last night looking to improve upon their school's record-breaking 21 start to the season. It wasn't the prettiest game from the Hoosiers. However, IU had enough firepower to overcome their offensive flaws against the Gophers. The Hoosiers jumped out to a 20-6 first-quarter lead and never looked back. The Hoosiers would go on to shoot over 50% from the field and force 29 Minnesota turnovers in their 77-54 win Wednesday night. 3 Hoosiers scored in double figures, led by a game-high 28 points from Mackenzie Holmes, 23 points from Sydney Parrish, and 10 points from Sarah Scalia, who made her return back to Minnesota for the first time. The Hoosiers will look to keep things rolling as they travel to West Lafayette to take on Purdue Boilermakers on Sunday. Shifting gears to the men's side, one of the most anticipated games of the year for the Hoosiers as they get ready to take on number 1 Purdue Saturday at Assembly Hall. Buckle up and get ready for this one. We all know the history of this rivalry. Some even call it the best in college basketball. And come Saturday, college basketball fans all over will get to see this rivalry unfold. Backtrack to around a year ago, this time last year, number 4 Purdue came into Assembly Hall with future lottery pick Jaden Ivey looking to take down the Hoosiers. And we all remember what happened last year. A game-winning three-point shot by Rob Finney proved to be the difference maker as IU upset Purdue. This time around, both teams come in ranked, and for Purdue, they're looking to avenge that loss, while the Hoosiers are looking for history to repeat itself. Lastly, we move to wrestling, where the Hoosiers have their toughest test of the season waiting for them. Sunday, the Hoosiers face off with number 1 Penn State in Wilkinson Hall. The Nittany Lions hold the all-time record over the Hoosiers with a 29-11 record. The last time IU beat Penn State, you'd have to go all the way back to 2008. IU has dropped its last 9 matches against Penn State. The Hoosiers will look to follow the lead Sunday of nationally ranked standout Jacob Bullock, who is 16-2 overall and just named Big Ten Wrestler of the Week. The Hoosiers are 2-2 at home and 3-2 in conference play thus far.
And one more thing before we go, IU libraries aren't that popular anymore since the demand for print books has gone down, but that's not stopping one IU librarian from promoting them. The strategy is called pop-up libraries that function as the same as regular libraries. Students can check out a book and return it later to a pop-up. IU librarian Bob Knoll says they are most successful at the Luddy School. The end goal is to create awareness about library resources.
Some students I've heard, they'll be here for 3-4 years and will never have used the library. So it's just kind of a reminder that we're still there.
They typically set up at Luddy once or twice a semester. Other pop-up libraries couple with on-campus events and have books related to the event or guest speaker. And that's a wrap for today's IU NewsNet Daily. Tune in for the latest updates on all Hoosier news and sports.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at IUNND.
For IU NewsNet Daily, I'm Katherine Patterson.
And I'm Tyler Vaundry. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.